Have you ever heard a phrase that sounded sweet, but left you feeling empty inside? These aren't just words. They're psychological traps. And when a woman ignores them, she risks losing her energy, her clarity, and even her self-worth. Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist, warned us about the shadow, the hidden part of ourselves we try to ignore. But here's the painful truth. What we refuse to see controls us the most. In this video, you'll discover 5 phrases that seem harmless, but hide dangerous manipulation. If you hear these from a man, consider it a red flag. Because this isn't just about avoiding bad relationships. It's about protecting your peace, your power, and your future. Seneca once said, "We don't lack time, we waste it." And too often, we waste it on people who don't deserve us. So pay close attention. By the end, you'll know exactly how to spot these phrases and how to respond without losing yourself. Phrase 1. You have to accept me as I am. At first, this sounds like vulnerability, but beware. When a man uses this to justify hurtful behavior, it's not authenticity, it's a refusal to grow. Carl Jung taught that real growth begins when we face our shadows, not hide behind them. If he says this is just who I am to avoid accountability, you're not dealing with a strong man. You're dealing with a man who's too weak to change. Here's the truth. Acceptance doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Marcus Aurelius said, "The perfection of character is to live without pretense." A woman committed to growth shouldn't carry a man who refuses to evolve. Because here's what happens next. You'll start shrinking yourself to fit his limitations. And over time, you'll forget who you really are. Phrase 2. All my exes were crazy. At first, this seems like venting, but look deeper. This is a classic sign of emotional immaturity. Stoic philosophy teaches that growth starts with self-reflection. If every ex was the problem, ask yourself, what's the common denominator? Carl Jung revealed that we project our own flaws onto others. A man who calls all his exes crazy is usually projecting his own unresolved issues. And here's the scary part. If you stay, you'll become the next crazy ex in his stories. Because a man who won't take responsibility will always need someone to blame. Phrase 3. If you really loved me, you'd do what I ask. This isn't love. This is emotional blackmail. The Stoics knew that true love is given freely, not demanded. Epictetus said, "No one can enslave you unless you allow it." Carl Jung showed how toxic partners disguise control as devotion. When he says this, he's testing you. And if you give in, the demands will only grow bigger. A woman with self-respect knows the difference between compromise and surrender. Love shouldn't cost you your boundaries. Phrase, do whatever you want. Said with passive-aggressive venom, this isn't freedom. This is a trap. Carl Jung exposed how passive aggression comes from unexpressed anger. The Stoics demanded clarity. Seneca said, "Speak plainly, no games." When you hear this, take it literally. Do what you want without guilt. This breaks the manipulation cycle. Remember these phrases. Protect your peace. Because as Jung and the Stoics taught, true freedom begins when you choose yourself.